Hi Lisa, in a way, isn't how we act and react in every moment always authentic? Because it's just happening, there is no me doing anything. I sometimes blame myself for not being honest and authentic, but then I wonder if that is true and how to deal with it. Miss Life, thank you. Hey Monique, thank you so much for your question. I mean, this is the problem, okay, with the mind, is it hears me talking about authenticity and then it beats itself up for all the times that it's not authentic. And so it's like stepping stones. So like if you feel like you're not being authentic, sometimes I'm not authentic. It feels too hard sometimes in society to be authentic. When it's a total acceptance of that. And what I mean for myself, it's like old habits or old conditions come up. So I've got a character that tends to be a bit of a helper, a rescuer, this very empathetic. And when I'm in social situations, sometimes what can come up is I cross my boundaries because I feel sorry for the other person and I want to help problems on me. I feel uncomfortable about of emptying boundaries because they're letting it go. You're crossing my boundaries now in their thoughts, and then therefore they'll have a tantrum or they'll start like really getting nasty. And I don't necessarily see that as seeking energy, because I don't feel like I'm trying to create, and they're very quick in the body, and it can become muddy quickly. Like I can't quite hear the right direction to go. But it's a total acceptance and love for oneself, even in that situation. Like total love. And often in those situations I don't really know, I can't really hear God's authentic movement, because it gets a bit clouded by those type that either fear that they'll become very nasty or just feeling sorry for them. And underneath that there's a more authentic movement, and sometimes I can feel it and sometimes I can't. But in that situation it's a total acceptance of yourself there too, and total love. That's what's happening. There's a karma or a dynamic coming up which is kind of not moving in flow, in natural flow. And there's other situations too that arises for me, but even if that arises, it doesn't say anything about us. It just feels uncomfortable in the body, and then there's an acceptance of that uncomfortableness, an acceptance of not knowing really what to do in that situation. And it's complex, our society is complex and humans are complex. They've been in so many games and delusions for so many thousands of years. So it's also really radically accepting that, acceptance, acceptance, acceptance. So when you feel yourself beating yourself up about anything, you know that that's not what non-duality is meaning. Non-duality isn't meaning that you then beat through, so there can be a letting go of something. Yeah. But I know what shame is like, when you have that shame story, like I am bad, I've done something wrong. It sort of like infects everything. It's like tries to get in everywhere. I mean, the key is to notice it and then move the attention back into the I am. But sometimes when shame takes over, even doing that is an impossibility. It's, you're really in the hurricane of self-blame. So even then that is holded too and loved. Because in the end, God loves everything, even all our illusions, all our karmas, because it is what we are. It's absolute unconditioned love. Thanks, Monique. I hope that helps.